Okay, YouTube. My problem is my car runs normal, like the heat gauge runs normal. It's kind of hard to tell when my car is idling or driving at 35, 40 miles an hour. The issue is when I get above 35 or 40, my temperature gauge goes below zero, or like below the cool line. Now, I thought it was my thermostat. So, I changed my thermostat. That wasn't the problem. See, it's 17 degrees outside. And I'm doing 45. Now it's starting to go down. 50 miles an hour goes below cool. When I'm on highway speeds, going, when I'm on highway speeds going 65, my coolant line is below the line. Like it's where the C is, And I changed the thermostat. I changed most of the radiator fluid, and it's still doing the same thing. When it's hot outside, it goes right to where it needs to be. It never overheats. It never goes above halfway. Like right now, that's where it's supposed to be, and I'm doing, 45 miles an hour, 40, 45. When I get up to about 50, 55, 60, 70 miles an hour, my coolant line, or my coolant gauge, goes under the coolant line, like I just started my car. And this only happens in cold weather. Now, I cannot find the bleeder valve for my coolant system anywhere on my car. I have a 1997 Suzuki Sidekick Sport 1.8 liter, and I cannot find the bleeder valve anywhere. I tried jacking the front end up and getting all the air out of the coolant system that way. What I failed to do was leave the car running when I did so. So I'm thinking that probably there's air in the system and I'm failing to get it out. Or maybe it's a sensor gauge, or I don't know what it is. If you've ever had this problem, you get on the highway, your car starts running cold. What do you think it could be? Do you think it's air in the system? Do you think it's the sensor gauge or the sensor? I mean, I heard numerous different things. It could be a blown head gasket. I don't think it's a head gasket because I don't have antifreeze in my oil. My car has plenty of compression, and when I'm driving, 35, 40 miles an hour, it's fine. It doesn't overheat. Oh, and when I get up to highway speed and the coolant gauge goes below or down to the cooling line, the C, I lose my heat in my heat. So it's a really cold ride on the highway. And this thing's cruising at, 4,000 RPMs at 65 miles an hour. If you have a Suzuki, or you know somebody, or you have worked on a Suzuki Sidekick, can you please tell me where the bleeder valve is? Or if it has a bleeder valve? Or do I just need to continue to burp the cooling system by lifting the front end up and running it and trying to get as much coolant out of the system that way. So if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, if you have any comments, please leave comments below. Help me. Maybe somebody else is having the same problem. Help them. If you have any type of feedback at all, just leave it in the comment section below, and hopefully I can get this thing fixed. And if I get it fixed and I find out what it is, I'm going to leave it in the comments below, so maybe somebody has the same problem can just go through my comments and find out exactly what I did to fix it. So like I said, if you know what the problem is, if you know if my car does or does not have a bleeder valve for the coolant system, let me know, because I looked everywhere. I followed everything from the coolant, from the hoses and the coolant line, from everything following or leading from the thermostat housing to the engine, from the radiator to the engine, I looked on everywhere I could think of around the top of the engine, the throttle body, everywhere. I could not find a bleeder valve. So if you've ever heard of this problem, or you know where the bleeder valve is, so I can just go ahead and flush the system and get all the air out of it, please let me know, because I'm convinced that there's air in my system somewhere, and that's what's causing it to run cold on the highway. I'm running 35 miles an hour, and it's right where it needs to be, and my heat is blowing hot. So thank you very much. Please comment below.